Volcanic ash is a type of pyroclastic material that is ejected from volcanoes during eruption. Ash and dust particles are produced when gas-rich viscous magma erupts explosively. After coming out of the vent of a volcano, the gases and particles create a plume which is shot upwards, shooting out all of these particles and gases. Some of the pyroclastic material, such as volcanic blocks and bombs, tend to not travel too far due to its weight, but ash is able to travel into surrounding cities. Large eruptions of ash can travel thousands of kilometers downwind from its source. The main factors in determining how far the ash can travel are the eruption column size, the ash particle size, the amount of ash ejected, and the conditions of the climate, such as the strength of the wind and the humidity. Since volcanic ash contains carbon dioxide and fluorine, gases that are toxic, exposures to too much could be harmful to humans. This ash can also result in animal death, crop failure, and human illness. Ash is also abrasive, which can scratch skin and eyes, causing irritation. As for harm volcanic ash can do to humans, some respiratory symptoms that may arise are runny nose, coughing, wheezing, and bronchitis. Some eye symptoms that may arise are itchy or bloodshot eyes, corneal abrasions, and tearing in the eye. Volcanic ash can also have a major impact on buildings in these cities. Dry ash is about 10 times the density of fresh snow, while wet ash can have about 20 times the density of fresh snow. Buildings usually are not able to support this extra weight, causing them to collapse. To avoid this, it is emphasized to remove the ash from the rooftops before rainfall so that the ash is not able to absorb it and become more dense. This ash can also get stuck in gutters and drainage, which can pull gutters from houses and cause lots of damage. Ash can have several effects on transportation, more than one would initially think. The major problem is the lack of visibility. 1 millimeter of ash is enough to cover road markings. Ash also has the ability to cover the sky and make it dark as night during the day. Not only does it affect visibility, but it can really mess with cars. The ash that enters the air filters in cars can get caught in it. The ash can also get stuck in the motor and clog up small holes. When volcanic ash gets on windshields, it is really hard to remove it, since if one uses windshield wipers to remove it, it scratches the windshield, creating a frosted surface which could be impossible to see through. Air transportation and volcanic ash do not go together very well. Jet engines take in a lot of air through the front and exhaust it through the back. And when volcanic ash is pulled into the engine heats it up, turning it to a sticky adhesive which can damage the inside of an engine. This would not allow air to flow through the engine and also add weight to the plane. The ash could also scratch the windshield of the plane, lowering the pilot's visibility. Ash can also have an effect on a city's water supply. When water that has been contaminated by volcanic ash goes through the drinking water treatment, the ash can ruin the turbines, clogging them up and eroding them. The pH of the water will also drop due to the ash's chemical composition. An example of volcanic ash can be seen from the Sakurajima volcano, located a few kilometers southeast of the densely populated Japanese city of Kagoshima. Kagoshima, Japan, has a population of roughly over 680,000 people and lies just about 4 kilometers away from the Sakurajima, which is classified as an active conical volcano. In 2013, Sakurajima erupted, recording a plume with a height of 5,000 meters and causing ash to fall on the central part of the city of Kagoshima. This volcanic ash can have severe consequences on the city, such as diminishing visibility and getting on every surface that is exposed. People are also encouraged to cover their mouth and eyes when exposed to the ash to not harm themselves. The people of Kagoshima have experienced such eruptions before and have dealt with the ash that comes with the eruptions. Normally, soldiers are sent out into the streets to shovel the ash and dispose of it as fast as possible so it does not harm the citizens. The city also has specific areas where people can dispose of their volcanic ash to speed up the cleanup process after an eruption. Since we can't prevent volcanic ash from coming, we can take measures to avoid exposure and protect ourselves from it. A simple but overlooked way is by wearing the appropriate protective gear, such as a face mask and goggles. Another measure that is taken is to wet any exposed dust to avoid it from traveling any farther. A final precautionary step that should be taken is to avoid deep breathing in areas where dust particles are present. Predicting big volcanic eruptions is also important when it comes to preparing for this situation. When the proper cleanup and precautionary steps are taken, the effects of volcanic ash can be greatly reduced, making it safer for everyone.